Welcome back to my channel if you're returning, or welcome if you're new. The shape of your glutes directly influences how wide your hips are going to look. There's a couple muscles that lend to a look of wider hips when developed properly, starting with the gluteus medius and the gluteus minimus, which are located on the upper part of the glutes as well as the outer side. And these are smaller muscles that, when developed, they lend to a really nice rounded look and sort of complete the picture when they are developed. The gluteus maximus, which is the largest, lends itself to the look of wider hips when it is fully developed because of where and how it connects. The way that the glute muscles run downwards, they connect into the upper thighs and thus influencing the way that your side glutes are going to look. The TFL is directly located on the outer sides of your thighs. You can find them on the outer hip working along with the IT band to help stabilize the knee and the hips as well. The quads are the forgotten one that actually does lend to the look of wider hips as well, particularly the upper part of your quads because of how it connects to the lower part of your glute. And then you got the upper part of your quad, which then comes together to create protrusion when they are developed. And then there is the IT band, which is not a muscle, but it is a band of fibrous tissue that runs along the side of your thighs, and it does lend itself to the grouping of all the things that are in that area that lends to your shape. When all of these muscles come together, they are the key to making your hips appear wider. As you can see in this photo, you can see that I've got some curves going on, and it can be seen that on the sides of the legs, there is some development in the gluteus medius and the gluteus minimus, which are contributing to the upper part of the curve at the side of my hips. And then there's also the gluteus maximus, which is directly related to the sides as well because of the shape of my glutes, which I will explain what that means in a moment. But this is where definition of the lower body really kicks in. And then there is the upper part of my quads as well, which adds to the outward curve of the thighs. And then the TFL/band working together that are contributing to the shape and support along the sides of the hips and thighs. So they come together and then they create that pronounced look. So first and foremost, glute shapes contribute to the size and bulk of the glutes. In particular, the gluteus maximus is responsible for a lot of the bulk of your glutes, and your glute shape is heavily influenced by the development of your gluteus maximus. When it is more developed, you'll see more protrusion from it. When it's less developed, you won't see any. You get the point. And because it runs laterally to the sides of the hip, when it is developed fully, it can contribute to an hourglass look or a pear look because of the fanning that it causes your upper glutes to do. The influence on the thigh shape comes from the lower portion of the gluteus maximus blending into the upper thighs. And this particularly influences the hamstrings and the outer thighs as well. And this is specifically where the quads meet the glute max. The point at which these two muscles connect is where it starts to smooth out and then transition from the hips to the thighs, which then gives the lower body a more smoother and sculpted look. So that's the main part right there. What are the different types of glute? This can range because of things like genetics, muscle development, and your fat distribution. A huge thing to remember is that you cannot get rid of hip dips, and hip dips are there because naturally the way that the hips sit from the top of your hip to where the top of your femur connects, that gap varies widely between people, and that's okay. You have a natural pair of glutes. The shape of the glute is influenced by the structure of the pelvis as well as the attachment points of the muscles and how much muscle mass and fat are present in the area. So here are some common glute shapes. The first one being the round bubble butt. The characteristics for this shape is a full rounded appearance that is evenly distributed, and the glutes project outward in a well-defined spherical shape, giving the appearance of a bubble. The key muscle that influences this is a well-developed gluteus maximus with balanced muscle development throughout the glute to create this shape. Next will be the square butt. So the characteristics in this glute shape is that the glutes have a more boxy appearance. The top and the bottom of the glutes have a similar width, creating a somewhat flat and straight line from the waist to the hips. And in this shape, hip dips can be a little bit more pronounced. You'll be able to see them a bit more. And the influence on this shape can be due to the distribution of fat around the lower back and the sides of the hips, as well as the structure of the pelvis and the attachment points of the muscles. Next is the heart-shaped or A-shaped glutes. The characteristics for this shape is that it's fuller at the bottom with a narrower top, resembling an inverted heart. The widest part is closer to the bottom of the glutes with a gradual tapering towards the waist. And the influence for this shape is a well-developed lower gluteus maximus combined with fat distribution towards the lower part of the glutes, contributing to this shape. It's often considered very desirable because it accentuates a smaller waist and wider hips. And then last but not least is the inverted triangle glute. So the characteristics for this glute shape is that it is wider at the top and narrows down towards the bottom, somewhat resembling an inverted triangle. And the lower part of the glutes may appear less full. This shape is seen in individuals with less lower gluteal development or a naturally higher pelvis, leading to more volume in the upper glutes and less in the lower region. So why is this important? Understanding your natural glute shape can help you tailor your exercise plans to achieve your desired look. If you want to increase volume or round out your shape a little more, if you know where your glutes stand naturally first, you'll be able to approach which exercises can help fill in what you are desiring to achieve. If you're wondering which glute shape contributes most to the look of wider hips, the answer is upside down heart. Here is why. The upside down heart glute shape has a wider lower glute development. Since these glute shapes emphasize lower glute development, they contribute significantly to the illusion of wider hips because of how the glutes push outward and downward. And in turn, this gives a broader appearance to the hip area, which then in turn blends into the thighs. And this is the effect that is exactly happening in this photo of me right here. I do have a body shape balancing program that is available in the description below. This program is a very great start for kicking off your journey of growing your side glute. I do offer custom plans as well because fitness is not a one size fits all approach. So if you'd like that service as well, you can find the link for that down below. If you find this information helpful, please give this a thumbs up and comment down below. The engagement from you guys will help push this out to other people that may find this helpful. Until next time, see ya. Bye.